How you doing, man?
All right, bro. I'm doing really good. And you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me today.
No problem. Welcome to the Galactic Podcast. I want to shout out to everybody tuning in today. And I got a very special guest here. You can go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, what's up? What's up? It's Jason. My channel on YouTube currently, I don't even remember the name. It's gonna be linked down in Mill Money Growth. I have like one video out. Maybe by the time you guys see this, I have like two or a couple more. So you're gonna see some more of me. But yeah, long time friend. I'm here to open up the show, get it kicking.
Word up for sure. And so let's start off with a little background about yourself, bro. Where you from?
I'm from Connecticut, Newark, Connecticut.
Word.
But I was born in another town. I was born in Stanford, but I'm from Haiti.
Word. Word up. Haiti. You already
Haiti.
know.
Where you from?
I'm from Haiti as well.
Okay.
born in Queens, but raised in Newark.
Oh, shoot, okay.
What do you feel like your purpose in life is, bro? Get all straight to the nitty gritty.
I think my purpose in life is to change lives, change the people's lives around me, and to alter people's futures. Yeah. I definitely do think that.
Alter people's future, how so?
Just like, be the one, because sometimes I can be very bold with certain things. So I'm usually the one who will say something different or point out something that usually people don't. And it's like throwing like a pebble in a river. It makes like a little stream elsewhere, and that's like, like I'll tell being straight up with somebody might alter the future. Like, damn, nobody's been straight up like that. I'm gonna go to this, or like like connecting people. A lot of the friend groups that I've come from or that I've been in or that are like friends now and I'm not even friends with them, they derived because of me, like literally. Like, I'm the one common denominator in like most of them, because like I usually hang out with a couple of them, and then we end up bringing together 2 or 3 subgroups of a couple of different friends, like literally my friends, and then make a whole big friend group. And now everybody's going to Miami together, doing this and that. And I'm over here like, look at my kids.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I definitely get that energy from you though, like bringing multitudes of different people and bringing them together.
Yeah.
And then they kind of separate into their own little friend groups.
Yeah.
But that's dope. But speaking of Miami, where do you want to travel to, and where have you traveled to?
Man, that's good questions.
Yes, sir.
And we're already on the third one. That's it. So, all right. First, Miami. I've been to Miami. I went there once. I went there for like 3 days. Believe it or not, I went for like a weekend. Like literally, I don't know who does that, but like I just went for like 2 or 3 days basically. But it was pretty lit. It kind of gave me the gist of what Miami is. And so now I don't yearn to go to Miami because I know like Miami is like, unless you need to have money to be here. You know what I mean? Because you can go there and then like I don't know. It's like this, like you're not having fun. You don't have fun. You can't play unless you really have resources. Unless you have the money. So the food there is mad expensive. I went down there. Food for 2 was like $90, $100. Yeah, and think we're eating like 3 times, 4 times a day.
Dang, facts.
It's a good thing we're only there for like 2-3 days. But very packed. But it was an experience, and so that's there. So I've been to Miami, been to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is an experience too. The first time I went to Puerto Rico was maybe a couple 3 years ago, and I hardly really like. I remember the first one. I went twice. The second one, that was really a time because I was a little older, so like a year had gone by, so a little older. I was able to get into the places. I looked over, people were letting me in. I went to this place called La Placita. It's like it's literally like imagine this. Imagine our old street, right? Imagine you walk all the way down, and literally the whole street is just full of people. You take a right, that whole street's full of people. You take a left, another whole street is full of people, and they're all literally outside at these clubs, and the clubs are just like booming. That's that.
That's that.
We're gonna get more into it, but I just want to get to the point. You know, I've been to Colombia. Colombia was fun. Colombia was a whole culture shock. You know, I don't know, like that kind of changed my, you know, that was a big, it like started to change my life. Like, it did change my life because I started looking at things differently. Like, you know, like about resources. Like, you know, over here we might complain about resources, but shit, if we go over there, we're kings. You know what I mean? Like over here, it's like, damn, I only got $1,000 to my name. Shit, like, damn. But over there, it's like you got $1,000. It's like, yo, this man, he's got some money. That's like a couple months worth of wages for some people. Which, I mean, if you're in the tourist areas, it's not gonna last too long. But shoot, I mean, it can go a long way. You think about $1 is like 5,000 pesos. So if you want to go to Burger King and get a drink, fries, burger for $2, it's $6. US dollars, so it's like, I don't know, conversion. And then lastly, I've been to the Dominican Republic. I went to Puerto Plata. You know, I was seeing the differences between the different places, different resorts, and I picked Puerto Plata. It's because a lot of people were going to Punta Cana, and I heard that the nightlife was like, So I just went over to Puerto Plata just to see it. But it was, it was definitely an adventure. I'm waiting to go to take a trip with you, bro. Like,
for sure, we definitely got to.
We have to.
It'll be fun as hell.
Where do you want to go?
That's a good question. I want to go all over. I want to travel. The first thing that came to mind is like Japan, somewhere completely different. Japan, China. But yeah, I really want to travel all over the world, and like all inside the United States.
Yeah.
And then venture out, to other countries. I want to go to Mexico too, but I hear it's so crazy over there at the same time with all the cartels. Like,
Mexico is honestly one of those spots right now that I've been hearing is very crazy. And I've always heard like Colombia's not safe, this spot's not safe, that whatever, which is true, because you just have to be aware. You have to move. You have to be wary. But when it comes to Mexico, it's kind of true because they have a lot going on, and it's like right there at the border. But if you go to like Colombia or something, that most of the time they're not gonna bother you. If you're not looking for trouble, if you're not acting stupid, if you're not on the dumb stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. So where else would you want to go?
Yeah, just everywhere in the States, Florida, California, random spots like Indianapolis. I don't know, you feel me, Vermont.
So what are you waiting for?
That's a good question. Just gotta, get the funds up to travel and stuff.
Okay, so like, have you ever thought about basically try to calculate how much funds, how long it would take for you to like take a week trip somewhere that'll change your life?
Not really, honestly. Like, I'm about to go to North Carolina to visit my boy in June and stuff like that. I randomly just drove up to Mystic, Connecticut. That's like an hour and a half away, but yeah, I was just like,
yeah, I want to.
Sometimes I just want to hop in the car and drive. You feel me?
I want to be on some of the road trips.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely want to take more road trips and stuff.
But shoot, the reason why I asked about like money wise is because say you wanted to go like California, right? Or Florida, and you know to yourself you don't want to travel unless you have 800 to 1,000 for like 4 or 5 days, right? Which is pushing it, whatever. But like, so if you instead of taking that 800 and going somewhere in California, Florida, where the food is gonna be mad expensive, Airbnb is gonna be mad expensive, and overall it's gonna be this. It's still gonna be America. It's just gonna be another part of America. And I want to venture off traveling in America when I have the means to. But imagine just instead of taking that $800 to go to like Cali or Florida, like Miami, right? Instead of going to Miami, you take that $800 and you go somewhere where the dollar is.
True.
And I always preach that.
Like that.
I always preach that because if you think about it, if you like, this is what I want to do right now. I'm trying to. I I resigned from my last job and I'm looking for a new job now, preferably something remote, because once I have that income coming, something remote or a couple hybrid, I know that I'm gonna be able to make a schedule where I'm traveling, like whether it's like every 4 months, whether that's in-state, out-state, whatever. But I just know that, like, now I got it in my mind, like, I could go to this location with $1,000, $1,500, right? Which is like, if I save a half of one check, half of another check, and then boom, I'm like, all right, now I got 1,000, I got 1,200 or something, right? And I'm like, I want to go take a trip a week or a weekend, and I don't know, somewhere. I could do that. But I also want to go to some places where like I want to go to Thailand. Thailand. You might catch me there this year. You might catch me. You might catch me in like 2 or 3 like discrete, like just different locations. Like you're just like, what the fuck? It might be Thailand. I'm still thinking about if I'm gonna go to Jamaica maybe. Eileen recommended that, but I was like, or like, I don't know, maybe like another Latin American country. I wouldn't mind going to Colombia again. Puerto Rico is just a little expensive because it's America, It's beautiful to see, but the thing is it's like it's America. Like it looks like America. The prices are American. The Ubers are OD. Ubers are ridiculous. You ever looked at your Uber, try to order it? That shit said like to go like literally 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes. That shit said $75.
Oh,
so
damn.
What the hell, bro? And you close that shit. 3 minutes later, you open it. That shit says $30. It's like what? Damn. What type of blasphemy is going on?
That happened to me before.
Just making anything up at this point. Like, just take my money and I'm trying to go.
Oh shit!
But yeah, man, you guys should travel. I really encourage traveling. I said Colombia changed my life, but DR changed my life too. Because that was post college, and that was a solo trip. Just experiencing just the whole culture, forcing myself to speak the language, being able to deal with the money. Anything, and it kind of just taught me about people too. Like you could go abroad and literally figure out how to talk to anybody. Just you just gotta fill it out. Like Mike. You know what I mean? My legs might itch you.
No, you good.
But yeah, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Damn, that was great. Thank you for sharing that. Do you meditate at all?
Yo, today I saw something. I took a screenshot because I was like, I gotta start meditating. I saw something today that said start meditating. Just to like when your mind starts to go elsewhere, just try to meditate. I was like, I try because I haven't meditated in like 15 years.
Very specific, no,
because I remember I tried to meditate all night in like this position all night, like in my bed, because I saw Power Rangers, and I thought I was about to get some powers if I like that all night. I woke up crooked. My neck was crooked. Yeah, man.
Do you think it's something that you want to practice more though?
Yes, definitely. That's why I took the screenshot, because I want to acknowledge and educate myself, on more different ways to be at peace, to to make myself be at peace. Yeah.
Right up.
I'm gonna definitely
Have you ever heard of Tai Chi or astral projecting?
Where? Yeah. Tai Chi, I know. I know it's that practice. I don't know. I just see this in my head. I just see.
Yeah, for sure. You got it.
And then you said Tai Chi, and then
astral projecting.
I heard about astral projecting. I've always tried to astral project. I don't think I've come close maybe once. I don't think I ever fully did it. Reason why I say I come close is because like I feel like maybe I just imagined it rather than actually felt it.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can just imagine yourself sitting there rather than actually seeing yourself sit there. Like an astral projection.
Okay, that's well said.
Yeah.
Do you think Do you think we originated from cavemen? Because I saw this post on Instagram, so I feel like it was a good thing to bring up. But yeah, just to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think cavemen originated from somewhere else, but I think cavemen were in our lineage at some point, you know, in evolution. Evolution. It was definitely in our lineage, you know. Like at one point, we was dumb pea brain, Peabody, you know, niggas. Just, So I believe it. Yeah.
Or have you ever heard of Neanderthals?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like
Those
version.
Caveman, right?
Yeah. I think it's like another version of them or some shit like that.
And I think we derive. I think they know that maybe we earlier version of us were Neanderthals. That's what they call them, right? So I mean, technically, like same family, I guess.
Yeah.
No question mark.
Say that. Yeah, question mark. Let us know down in the comments.
Let me know
if you have any more information. How was it like for you growing up? Did you play sports, video games? What was your niche?
Man, growing up was very depressing, man. I hated my life. I just wanted to die.
I know if you're serious, so I want to, you feel me, too? Because you know, this shit is real. You never know. But I did know you growing up, but you never know what happens behind closed doors or, you know, whatever the case may be. And it's just ups and downs in fucking life. So.
This is just a disclaimer, you know. It'd be real out here, you know, but I had an odd deck of cards dealt to me, but I think I was able to, you know, put the ace down, you know, able to make, you know, you know what I mean?
I felt that.
You know, it was an odd deck, but overall, it taught me a lot of things. It taught me how to just take things lightly, there's certain things that shouldn't get you upset, you know, because it's life.
Real shit.
And on top of that, certain things you can't complain about because that's life.
Real shit. And
so,
some people got it worse.
Exactly what I'm talking about. The deck of cards you've been dealt with, like, you can complain, but shoot, some people don't even got hands to hold a deck of cards.
Ooh, talk that talk. Talk that talk.
You know? Ain't got no hands. Nothing. Excuse me for the mic.
Oh, no, you good. Real shit, well said. Okay. How was your college experience totally? And what did you major in?
Okay, let me get into that. I guess let me just add a little bit to the last question and mention to this. I didn't play any sports. Actually, no, I did. I did in the high school. Most of my time I didn't, but into high school I played tennis.
Okay, word.
For like literally like a year.
Word.
But I played it because I was good at table tennis. Ping pong, and it kind of translated, you know, hand-eye coordination, and I got rookie of the year. You know what I mean?
Quick pound.
That's pretty. That's pretty. He said, "Don't leave me hanging." Don't leave me hanging.
Double time. I respect it. Double time.
But yeah, I played tennis, and that was pretty dope. I want to try to get into tennis again now. You know, this summer. So then yeah, that was my senior year, and then I just wanted to try something before I went to try like a sport before I went into college, you know, before it was kind of just like, oh, I never played a sport, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But college was pretty fun, you know. Once I got there, it's crazy because like when I was leaving home and I knew I was gonna go live on campus, you know, I was a little scared. So shit, like I hate that feeling of having to leave somewhere and it's like a goodbye, you know what I mean? Because it's always that feeling of like you're leaving, you're driving, you feel sad, but then like halfway towards, you know, eventually you get that feeling of like, well, shit, like this is how it's gotta be, you know? I feel like that's part of what being a man is eventually just being like, it's how I gotta be when you think about certain things, you know? So, but yeah, I pulled up to school. I had a great freshman year. I had a great sophomore year. Sophomore year was really great. And then, and why I say that is because the parties were heating up, the darties were going crazy. Everything, you know, like the friend groups. You know, I was creating and curating the best friend groups known to mankind. Because that's what I do. And COVID hit. So then COVID, junior year was was online. It was and then senior year came back to normal basically. Senior year was pretty cool, but you know, I was just ready to. I was happy to get out there, but the whole time I was getting a business administration degree. So basically, like I always had the entrepreneurial mindset. I kind of don't. I mean, who likes to work for anybody, right?
Oh shit! Especially in this day and age.
In this day and age, especially. So I, in my mind, I'm very happy that I picked business. A lot of people are like, "Oh, business majors are easy. Business degrees, they do this, the ABC." Like, all right, whatever. Okay, whatever. But it's like to me, it's like I would have rather have done that, get the information, get the degree, than have done something else, right? And then try to get a job like as like a therapist or something that's capped off like what 70,000 a year unless you're like elite, you know, 100,000. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to business, it's you got it or you don't, right? And you know it or you don't, or it just takes time, consistency. But then once you got it, all you have to do is scale up. Because once you have that formula, you scale it up. You scale it up. You can make some, you know, eventually make some big bucks and be your own boss and not be capped off at like I only make 70,000 a year. I only make 80,000. So I was like, yeah, I want to do the entrepreneurial stuff. But my degree was very broad though, because I didn't concentrate on anything. But that was pretty fun. I was just trying to get out of there.
Respect.
You know, I was just trying to get out of there, man.
Respect.
Would I recommend college? Yeah, I would. Reason why I'm like, yeah, it's because if you asked me that maybe like a year ago, would I recommend college? I'd be like, nah. You know, even though I had just graduated. And that's because, I mean, last year I would have been like, nah, it depends on the person. You know, you could work, you could get the experience because, you know, once you graduate, you still need experience. But it instills something in you at the end of the day, you know, to be devoted to something long term, to not give up, to be able to study and have a balanced life rather than, you know, I just got out of college and I feel like, okay, I'm looking now and I'm seeing some people worked their ass off. They made something. Some people, they just, you know, they kind of just been slow pacing because they didn't devote time to doing something as consistent or balanced or they had kids or they worried about something else. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But yeah.
Sure. That was some good input.
Yeah.
That was some good input.
Thanks.
So piggybacking off of businesses and not wanting to work for the man,
Yes, sir.
what kind of businesses would you want to go into?
Okay, well, so you know the ones that
And you don't have to spill your whole for me business idea or business plan.
the ones that make me some money. No, I'm just gonna say e-commerce is a good one. You know, if you come up with like a good niche or you know niche of ideas to sell, you could get into e-commerce and sell things. You know, from your room. Like I don't know. Some people sell do-rags and make $100,000 off of just selling do-rags, just shipping it from their house because they were able to find a supplier, and on top of the supplier, they were able to just you know quickly make a store. Once you have the store, the supplier, and some means of marketing, you can make a little bit of money. You know, as long as your marketing is converting, converting people who see it. Like I see ad, do I click on it or do I just keep scrolling? You know, why did I click on it? You know, and when I clicked on it, how long was I on that page before I made some more actions? You know, so it's a couple of different things. So e-commerce is good because you could really take control of it and open up multiple stores. You know what I mean? You can have one store where you sell like camera equipment, branded with that, and it'd be like the best camera equipment on the east, you know, and because we do this and there's some type of perk, and then you could have another company where it's like we sell dressers, cheap dressers, affordable dressers, you know, just to get or like we sell something, you know what I mean? Anything. Other businesses you could have are SaaS, which is software as a service. And it's like if for example, you and me made a software where people could record from like this, immediately send it to YouTube to be posted, and every like description created, everything. So we come up with that program, right? That's a software as a service. We might go around and charge people $10 a month if it's a monthly charge, or we charge them that one fee plus maintenance, whatever it may be, So the software as a service and e-commerce. Those are the two that I think that would be like are on fire nowadays, because you could really take it into your own hands and develop something that works for you, branded and niched out.
Well, sir. Respect.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. So tell us a bit more about that AI software that you were telling me about.
I don't even know where to start. What type of question do you have about AI?
So you were telling me like it could edit my whole book, for instance, or edit my whole short story. So
what I was telling
or any other ventures that you have used it in personally that helped you out.
Okay, so the one I was talking about that time was called ChatGPT, which is very well trending, well known now. But I remember when I was like one of the not first people but earlier people before it was trending on it. They've nerfed it down since then. It's kind of annoying.
Oh, damn.
But you could ask it any type of simple request. You ask it simple questions, you get simple responses. Smart questions, smart responses. Dumb questions, dumb responses.
Hey, I like
you know what I mean? So, for example, if you want to say, hey, write me an email to Galactic Podcast saying thank you for having me, and then it'll come up with like a whole like 5-6 paragraphs, not paragraphs, 5-6 lines, sentences, like, hi Galactic Podcast, thank you for having me. I wanted to let you know that I had a great time and I'd love to come back again, and do all that. Just offer you feeding it one thing, like Galactic Podcast, say thank you, email, and all that. So that's the artificially intelligent part of it. So, or it's a language model, which is the artificial intelligence itself. So it just takes apart the language, finds what part is important. So email, thank you, Galactic. Those are the 3 important pieces in those to so that the AI knows what to do. So it's a language model. You have to communicate to exactly what you want. That's called prompting. So you go prompt certain things, and how that's beneficial is if you're creating like a company, right? Or a company or brand, and you need certain things, like say you're like, hey, I need a mission statement, or I need a description, or I need ideas on how to make this website. What are some good colors related to this word that when people hear it they think, go, or buy, don't go. What are some good scents that I could put on this area of my store that has these items? And it might be like, based on history, we know that, I don't know, the scent of woodchuck might attract people, whatever, and then might give them a craving for different types of meats or something. I'm just making something up. Yeah, but it'll literally come up. It'll find the information from history, from past, from the internet, curate something for you. So I feel like I need a script, and you feed it something, right? I need a script. Here's the information. I'm a character who just lost my backpack, and then the bus exploded.
Oh shit!
And
it's a good story.
and then I woke up in another dimension, and then be like, write me a synopsis, and write me an index for this, and write me a first sentence for every single index page, every single page. So now it'll literally be like, okay, so it'll like, you could have it do anything, and then you just fill in between, you just be careful with it, because you don't want to use everything that it feeds you, because they're nerfing it, so it's not as powerful as it was. They want you to just pay for the premium version. I know they do.
For sure.
But it's still a very, very useful tool if you need to do like math, make tables. If you need to say like, hey, give me a list of recipes, Haitian recipes I could cook. I have eggs, rice, and beans, and then it'll be like a traditional recipe in the Haitian culture that you can create, you can make with eggs, rice, and beans. Is this? This is how you make it. So this shit is crazy, and I tell people about it, but lately I just been shutting up because I'm like, man, if y'all ain't on this now, I can't even. I'm trying to figure out a way for me to streamline it even more. I'm doing some shit with this shit, you know. I'm creating a channel, and I'm gonna do like, you know, tech videos type of stuff related to just technology, artificial intelligence, or, you know, even maybe in the future crypto. But I'm not a financial advisor though. But yeah, you know, just so just you can catch that, you know. Next time that we're on here, we're gonna see where we at.
Word, for sure. Respect. That stuff. I feel it's a little nippy.
Oh no, I was burping.
Oh, come on, for. Any current investments?
Nah, bro, I'm out the game, bro. I lost money. I lost a lot of money.
Damn, respect.
But I'm basically, my plan is to utilize my time in educating myself in these newer technologies like artificial intelligence and how to use it in my business. I'm trying to make my money through there so that way I can funnel it back into my investments because I know where to put the money. But I just feel like maybe it's not the best time to invest yet. I think that we have a little bit more downside, you know. I think Biden's gonna keep fucking up, you know, so why not?
Have you heard about like the banks closing and things of that nature?
About like Silicon Bank?
Yeah. And then I heard another bank closed, but I forgot
it was
the
like
name.
2 banks, but it was like it was banks related to crypto. So they weren't regular banks. They weren't like banks like you and I use. And even if it was banks like you and I use, unless we have more than $250,000, we have nothing to worry about. You know, for real, 'cause with FDIC insured up to $250,000, so you know we'll be straight. And even like I think it's just more of like I guess if the time comes to it, if that does happen, it's just immediate access to it. But like I said, it's like we have $250,000 of FDIC, you know, insurance, so I think we should be okay if it so comes to that. But the banks that did close weren't regular banks; they were crypto-related banks. Banks basically in the crypto division that eventually were like, "Oh shit, we can't keep this up anymore. Like, we can't make it look like we're up no more." They failed because they failed. I think they were connected to the next one that had failed. That's why they failed because they were sort of connected.
And do you think we're headed to like a more digital currency type of era right now?
Did you see the news today of Russia?
No.
Russia and China and somewhere else, I don't know. Just where's my phone? Has to do with the digital currency over here. And the thing is, I've been knew about this like maybe like 6 months ago, and it's crazy that it's coming out now. But Russia, China, Iran, and Saudi Arabia are moving away from the U.S. dollar. Russia plans to use Chinese yuan instead of the U.S. dollar to settle trades with Asia, Africa, and Latin America. So the Chinese yuan is China's digital dollar. It's their digital currency. Cause they introduced that like maybe like a year ago or sometime. You know that they have their own digital like because they were like no Bitcoin. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's crazy. So now you're looking at these bigger companies now doing dealings in oil and other stuff and the digital yuan. So they're already going to digital era now when it comes to like the dollar in America. America's gonna be like they're gonna eventually have to catch up and go somewhere. I think that'd be, you know, maybe Bitcoin or something, but I think I don't know. I just don't. I think I see us go down before we go up in most markets, you know. Yeah.
Well said. And What's your perspective on? I don't know if you ever saw, but like the whole world's going to shit. The whole world as we know it. You feel me? The whole grocery store things are gonna shut down. Food shortages and all that. You know what's your perspective on that?
Where?
Huh?
Where was that?
It's just like a lot of like YouTube channels. Some say TikTok even. I'm not really on there, but I catch those.
Did
from
they say
YouTube.
specific like areas though?
No, not really. Maybe like starting like down in the south area.
Well, I haven't heard anything specific towards that, but I know for example like certain areas, a lot of stores are closing down. Like Walmart's closing down in like a whole bunch of locations.
I heard about that recently too.
They're closing down in they closed two of their stores in Portland. Like imagine if both Walmarts in Norwalk closed.
Facts, yeah, real shit.
You know? But the thing is, they're closing because like those stores, they have over like 5,000 stores, and those couple stores aren't profitable. They're not making money because people just come in and steal it. Those are predominantly black areas.
Damn.
People just come in and just take stuff. No, for real, like on camera, just come in and take stuff.
Damn.
I think a lot of the downfall in certain communities, because I haven't heard about like all right, hold on. You said starvation?
Yeah, just like grocery stores shutting down, like food,
Okay, like
farmers not
Walmart.
being able to, send out food and all types of things like.
Okay, I
Or
heard
the oil spill that happened like a couple months ago, but just.
yeah, in Ohio. So it's a whole there's a whole bunch of things related to. I think it's the way like just the government governs or put in certain laws, in the past. So when it comes to the oil spill, I think it's because they didn't pay as much attention to the infrastructure of the trains, so the trains derailed. And when it comes to like the farmers and like the dairy producers, they're they want to keep producing, but I think they're restricted somehow. I saw a video one time with this guy at a milk farm. He said we have to throw away this much milk because we're only allowed to produce this much. And then he was throwing away gallons, like tanks of gallons of milk. He's like, so I don't know if a lot of farmers go through that where it's like, oh, well, you can only sell this much, you can only do this much because of quotas and this, the government, and like, like I said, places shutting down. A lot of niggas.
Like, 'cause there's just so much like information out there.
Yeah.
So like some good, some bad. There's a lot of like doomsday talk or just like a new way of living type coming thing, like a utopia. A whole bunch of things coming from a science matter. So there's just a lot of different information, but I think it's interesting just to sit back and observe and analyze and kind of. I guess that's where we gotta make our own assessment, and make our own judgment, perception on what it is and where we're headed.
Yeah.
But if you were in charge of how the world as we know it works, what would you do?
The world?
How would you
or
change
America?
it?
The world?
Good question. I'll say let's start with America. How would you run things? How would the world? If you could abolish the whole way the system is and create your own way, whatever the case may be, how would you do it?
Bro, I don't even know where to start. I think the one thing that's in my mind right now is just the media. Because the media is in play to create sheep, and all these sheep, are fed headlines, certain news, certain videos, false information, and they run with it. So you have a whole bunch of ignorant, degenerate, just dumb people, niggas. You know what I mean? Like, bro, it's only niggas that destroy their own town and say Black Lives Matters. You're destroying your whole town, and then now these stores are leaving, shutting down. But your mom, your grandma, they gotta go to these stores. But now look, store closed. They gotta go now 30 minutes to another area. You know what I mean? Like, man, niggas.
What the first thing you say you would change is media?
Media.
Which I feel like is a good thing.
Because. Yeah, I think that's one thing I would definitely focus on. Because it's really like for example, during Trump when he was in office, right? The media would come for him a lot, and he would say, "The media's coming for me," and I used to be like, Man, shut up, man. You know, I never really used to pay attention to what he was really saying. 'Cause I didn't see it, you know. Because the media was like, we're not coming from him. He's just doing this. He's just rude. He's just an asshole. He's just this. And, you know, so they were appealing to me in a certain way because, you know, they were doing things, appealing to the liberal, appealing to the minorities, you know, through different channels, through our TV, through music, to the people that we watch, our celebrities, stuff like that. They just always appeal to us, right? So I think that's where a lot of the issues start because they do it on purpose. They try to get us riled up, you know, on purpose. They try to get us to be the ones destroying our towns on purpose because now we're setting ourselves back, creating a whole other generation of people who are just niggas. You know what
Ignorant niggas.
Ig niggas. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's an interesting perspective.
What would you do if you could change?
I think I'll start by I'll just get rid of everything. Everything as we know it today, I'll get rid of it all. And then I would also form like a group or a tribe and take ask them what they think, and then we could form something together, form how we want to run things together. I think I'll get rid of money and everything, class. One of my older friends I talked to, he actually said this and made a good point. Just you got to get rid of money and class and all that things, and then everybody starts on the equal playing field, and then we go from there. And I also think I would want us to lead with just our creative abilities. I think I would just want us to do what we were put here to do, and just live through our purpose.
Yeah.
And start there.
So if we had like basically the creative power to literally do anything, like if we're Dr. Manhattan.
If you're
you know Dr. Manhattan?
Nah.
It's that blue guy who could do anything. You gotta see the movie. He could like change matter with his mind.
Ooh.
But okay, I mean like yeah. I was looking at it as like I guess if you look at it that way, I don't know, maybe there'd be more I could change, like just fundamentally. I just think that, we've been here for so long. I think we've tried so much as a race. And that where we're at is where we're at here. We're at here for a reason. Things are still changing, I mean, 100 years ago it was like, was it 100 years ago? I don't know how long exactly. There was slavery, and on the grand spectrum of things, we had been here for a long time, and that doesn't make it like that doesn't make it okay. Like it doesn't make it like there's slavery and we've been here for so long. It's like that, What I'm basically trying to say is we've been here for so long. Things are set in stone because maybe that's just how they work. Maybe that's just what's best. That I could play devil's advocate on both ends of that argument, but right now I'm just saying like, what if the world is meant to have broken countries, because it plays into the cycle of things, of like the needy and the people who have it, who are able to provide, and it's a cycle. Because if everyone is like on an even playing field, it's like there's no adversity, I don't know, it just, it's a little weird to me, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I see where you're coming from, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I be thinking about that. I be thinking about those things sometimes. Or like when people want to change like the way certain forms of government work or certain parties. But it's like they've been here for so long and they've had so many people try to change it. Like they've had so many people who've had different ideas, who've tried to implement or who've tried to take a step towards implementing certain ideas, but we've always ended up as to where we are right now. And why is that? Is that because it works? Is that because that allows? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Who knows?
We've been doing this for so long, we're just accustomed to it. Yeah. And there's been like slight changes, but not the full 360 or full 180 change, whatever the case.
Because imagine that full 360 happens and it's total chaos. You know what I mean? Half the world dies. like for real, like something happens, like because everybody is united, more people live. that means there's less places for animals to live, and then now the food chain's fucked up. Next thing you know, natural disasters occur, and then like a natural virus occurs, like because it's like anything could happen based on just like throwing a little pebble into a river, like I said, you know.
I like that. I like that perspective.
Yeah, man.
Okay, word up. Word up. Respect. That was a good little comment right there. All right, to switch up the topic a little bit, we got real deep right there. I like that. But now to switch it up a little bit, would you ever act? Would you ever,
yeah.
or be okay, word.
I'd love to act. And you said, or be a what?
Or just be a part of a film, like production team, audio team,
I'd love
whatever,
to act.
or both.
I'd love to act. I'd love to film a movie or a show. Definitely, if the opportunity came, I'd take it.
Word.
I think I'd be able. I've watched so much, and I've culminated a lot of notes, mental notes. I think that, you know, I'll be able to walk in and do something where somebody sees something in me, you know, and I get the ball rolling.
Respect. I definitely see that. Definitely.
That seems to be what it is. Like if I'm ready, and I go somewhere, and I can appeal to somebody, that's my way in. That's my door. You know. I just need to appeal to that one person.
I feel that.
Right.
I feel that. Let's see. Who do you think built the pyramids? Do you think the Egyptians built the pyramids, or?
I think the Dolphins built the pyramids.
Respect.
No. Shit. You got damn. See, you got me right when I got off of my conspiracy mode. You know,
you gotta put this conspiracy hat back on.
Because you know, like you go into those cycles where you're searching up certain information, and after a while of going down the rabbit hole, you just start to like realize, like, let me just slow down. Let me just slow down. Let me you know, take a step, because I don't want to be the cuckoo, you know. So I literally just took a step back. Man, the way they did it, I'd love to say that there's something about that their aliens played a role in it, but I think humans did it. I think humans had or I like the theory of humans having some sort of electricity back then, like they were able to use through like magnets. They were able to use through magnetization. You know, of like the fields of the pyramids. I think the pyramids are shaped in a certain way, and in a certain like orientation, where they thought that the way that they were set up were so that people could fly around with magic carpets, because the magic carpets, right, quote unquote, would be lined with certain minerals and materials that basically like we're able to like hover on the magnetic waves, right? Because the minerals in it and all that stuff, and that's how people were able to fly on a magic carpet, and that's where the story of Aladdin came from. So I'd love to believe that they had some form of electricity back then, because honestly, I think they did, because they'd have to have tools to have done stuff like that, to have basically do all that, you know. So I believe humans did it with some sort of advanced technology. Whether the technology is alien, it could be. It could be alien technology, you know. But I think humans built it.
Respect.
What do you think?
I think to kind of piggyback off of what you said, I think it was just an advanced civilization that did it, because when I looked into like the Egyptians and shit, they had like people lugging it with with like a rope and shit. I'm like, when I just asked myself a question, like, how did those people though continuously lug it and lift it, like no matter how many people you get, that thing weighs a ton. So I think that was just like we had a ancient technology,
I think so,
and like a certain power, like, to be honest, because it's just like I believe we do have powers, like all this, you feel me, all like our bodies, you feel me, all the energy molecules, everything. I just feel like, and you know, like the powers like from X-Men, Magneto, the ability like telekinesis and things of that nature. I believe those things are real. We just have to vibrate at that frequency in order to be doing that. Like the ability to go through walls. That's when you really break it down. It's not really crazy. It's really just science. So yeah. So I believe it was done with the mind and like and maybe some like you said like some type of magnetism and things like that. I just don't believe people lugged it. And the way the pyramids coincide like with the stars, some type of star system and stuff like so.
There was some sort of sophisticated geometrist, somebody with information, somebody who must have been some sort of survivor or something. I don't know. Somebody who had information to lead other people, like, hey, just do this. You know, that's that means the leader. That means set the pyramids up.
But yeah, like some type of mind power and hand power, like maybe we did just guide it with our hands and some extra technology and not just one person. Maybe it was like a band of people that did it. So like, and to piggyback off of that, like, have you ever heard of like ancient civilizations, ancient technology, and like, I've heard that, you know, the things we use today are based off of those ancient civilizations and stuff. So that's pretty interesting.
That is something that I found interesting too, because I was like being like, imagine we're just a lost civilization, a civilization that just reemerged and forgot our history. Ooh. You know what I mean? And we just I think I'm just paraphrasing Graham Stephan. He said it in another way. He's like, what
that sounds familiar. Is he like a real estate investor?
Yeah, he's a geologist or something, or something in that field. And you know, he's just said something along that line, because a lot of the stuff that we were learning as we grew up about just a lot. You know, there's evidence to prove otherwise. Like we learned that the Earth is, or humans, or what? At one point, I was hearing the number 70,000 years old. Like 70,000 years ago is when the first humans, appeared, emerged. 70,000 to 100,000, whatever, 120,000, right? But then now, like, imagine you like, I mean. Yeah, like we've been going our whole lives thinking like humans 70,000. Then you find a piece of evidence that says that they found a fish, like fish bones and like something in like a cauldron type of area, like a furnace area, basically like an oven that they found that dates back to like over 700,000 years ago. So now, how do you explain evidence of human activity, human cooking, human technology over 700,000 years ago when you're really trying to say that humans emerged 100,000 years ago? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So it's like, yo, okay, so we just keep finding things. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we've been finding the past year and a half that just alludes to just shit, you know. Because this, I mean, yo, you know, we don't even have the Earth. I thought we had, you know, when we go on Google Maps, we see the Earth. We're like, okay, America, the continents, all this stuff. Like, all that shit is mapped, right? Bro, you know that's not really like the whole Earth. If you think about it, like, there's some point you can zoom in and you'll see a little small terrain. You're like, damn, they even got this small island. But if you think about it, I saw an article. It was saying about China had just discovered like X amount of pyramids in a rainforest, and X amount of temples somewhere here, or they found. But it's like, bro, how did you just find a couple thousand more pyramids, a couple hundred more pyramids? I don't know if it was 1,000, like say 100, a couple hundred. You didn't know they were there. You didn't know that area of the world existed. You just found it.
Question mark.
Question mark. Like,
oh shoot,
it's not on the map. Like, what you mean? So like, what else is not on the map? I mean, like, there's a whole bunch of the world that we probably think is mapped out. That probably isn't. Like, for all we know, we could be zooming in. I mean, not for all we know, but I mean, for all we know, there could be somewhere on the map where we look and there's nothing there, and there could be something there in real life that just hasn't been mapped out, and it could be something huge. You know? It could be a big island, you know. It could be something like a cave, or who knows, some terrain that hasn't been discovered or hasn't been explored in X amount of years. Search up there when you get the chance. Search up. There was a whole bunch of pyramids sort of like the ones in Egypt, found in a rainforest. All I know the podcast is this galactic podcast. I'm definitely, you know, excited, appreciative to be here, to have been invited. Having some good conversations. You know, production is just getting started. Studio just getting started. We got a couple things up on the wall. A couple posters. Kobe poster, rest in peace. Dwight, I'm ready to face any challenge that might be foolish enough to face me.
Gee, you handling that intermission
Of course, man.
very well.
Of course.
So where we are, yeah, ancient technology and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's very, very. I don't know. I want to wait for the next chapter to open up because you know I indulged in a whole bunch of that. You know, I just want to know what more evidence that they find, more information that they find that alludes to that. You know, instead of just theorizing anymore. Because you know when I heard about that shit blew my mind. No cap, you know, because it's a crazy theory to hear. But after so long of thinking about it, it's like I can only go off of what I can see, what they can prove. So like, there's certain proof of like humankind being longer or here longer than we thought. Like that shit blows my mind, you know.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, yo, this shit that we learned is really just like, it's like think about it, yo. When we were growing up, right, we used to get textbooks, and the textbooks would talk about history, but the history was selective and we didn't know, right? Me and you right now could start a galactic text, right? And then we do astronomy books or whatever, right? And we put information in there, and then we sell it to schools, to kids, whatever. We are now those people in our lives or younger lives who provided those books, that is now a curriculum. Regular niggas like us. You know? Niggas are just like, yo, let me start a company and a textbook. And then, you know. So it's like, bro, who's to trust me to give all the information of what actually occurred? You know, but shit, you don't know that till you start thinking for yourself. Yeah.
Asking questions.
Asking questions. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things in our history that were kind of just given to us. And we were so young at the time, in high school, middle school, whatever the case may be, that's when our subconscious mind is still so impressionable and just bloop, it just dropped right into the air, and then we believed it.
Exactly.
And also because that's what was told to us generations and generations beforehand, and they believed it, so it just got passed on. But now, to like kind of piggyback off of everything we kind of been talking about, there's so much information out there, and you know, we're Haitian, but there's also like people like the so-called African Americans. They're figuring more about their past, and like the Native Americans, and that like also that the African Americans are the true indigenous people of this land that we're currently on. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of that, but there's like countless people exposing that information that were invaded by the Europeans, and you know they pretty much stole the land from, or not, I'll say from the African Americans, because we came from IET. People, you know, but also, but like I also believe we're all still connected. We're all still brothers and sisters.
We all come from Africa,
and like I feel like we all live past lives as well. So who knows? But who knows who we were in our past life? Like, you know, I actually done like some past life like regression frequencies, and like you could like sit there and meditate, and then you start to get it's pretty dope. I think you should do it. And,
shit,
like, so
I gotta do that.
I went to like some of my past lives, and I think it's very important to go.
That nigga saw his past avatars,
real shit. But I think it's very important that we, you know, do that. We search for, you know, our past life history and stuff like that, our ancestors and all that. I think that's highly important. But so we're Haitian, and you know, the Haitian Revolution, I heard before we claimed ourselves as Haitian, we're African. That's what I read.
Yeah, we were brought, I think, wasn't it we were brought from Africa, with the people who owned it at the time were like the French and the Spanish, who were then, that's how we picked up on the language. And then we revolted and just basically kept the land. So we're like, but honestly, Yeah, it was a mix of like the Africans and the people who already lived there, the Taino people.
I've heard of that.
The Taino people are like the indigenous people of that land. So the Taino, so like, you know, it's the Taino and the Africans, I guess, were the ones that mixed and made Haitians and Dominicans. And it was just split in half because one side was ruled by Spanish, one side was ruled by the French. There you have it. Haiti.
Oh yeah, and like the Haitian Revolution, how we overthrew the Europeans that kept us captive, and we actually did like some voodoo. That's what I heard, and like I heard voodoo is just a form of like dark energy.
Yeah, and it's also our religion, like our natural religion. It's crazy, like you know how people have Christianity and stuff like that. And it's crazy because when you hear voodoo, you think of like the dark energy, right? Like voodoo, like in like Africa or like the other countries, are like is like the evil magic. But voodoo in Haiti is the religion. And I was like, oh, that's why people. That's why so many people practice it. But at the same time, I think it still is that bad. It still is that dark energy. But the way the Haitian people. I've always just kept on to it as it is the religion. It's become the norm that it is the religion. That's why some people have dark energy with it. They still do it. That's why some people just do it. Some people don't do it at all. I don't think I want to do it.
Respect.
I don't think I want to do it.
Well, I also heard that voodoo not only being bad too. Sandrina told me that actually, and she like looked into it. So I would need some more information on that. I would need to do some more research on that. But she just, I thought it was interesting.
It was like a way of connecting. Only bad. A way of connecting with your past, the people of your past, family members of your past. A way for them to protect you, and stuff like that. Yeah, benefits and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, just like there's just so much information, like back to like the African Americans figuring out who they truly are, and like I feel like that's been going on a lot over the years, and that's why to go back even to what we said about this whole American system as we know it coming to an end, like because like I don't know, I feel like the shit goes deeper than just reparations. Like fuck reparations when it's your land, like. So what? How are you gonna get your land back? Oh, how it was stolen by war. So you know, like that's why I say it goes back to that. Because imagine how powerful we would be when we all band up together, when we all tribe up together. Like, what if we had just our own? Why can't we have our own electricity? Why can't we have our own water? And it's all free, and we have the ability to do it. Like we're all very intelligent enough to do it. And it was here before the system, you know, told you to pay a bill to put the light on, so why can't we just, you know, do what we need to do to form that technology, to form that electricity and that water, and to have our own, you know, I don't even like calling us black because I don't even know if we're really black anymore when you go down to like science and things like that.
True.
Like when I'm looking at myself, like when I look at you, like that's not black, that's brown, that's copper, that's melanin. That's copper. You know, this is black. The mic we talking to is black as I see it.
It's copper.
But real shit, so it goes so deep, like it's like, I just learn about science. I want to learn more about science. I gotta refresh my mind. I remember like last year I was going deep into it, so definitely gotta go back into it. But like, we come from science, I believe. We come from nature, like, and just to piggyback off of that, like, do you believe in God and like religion? What's your perspective on that?
I question. I think God is like our consciousness and our connection to the higher energy through our consciousness. I think that's the best way to word it for me. You know what I mean? Because like,
that was well said.
Because if you really think about it, like, what is our consciousness, right? Like, we're just in a body right now. You know, like what the hell? And then one day when we pass, it's like we're not here. But like, say we pass peacefully. Like, is that it? Like, what's the next? There has to be something that our consciousness, because the consciousness, if we're able to astral project, we're able to do some crazy shit. You know what I mean? It's not normal. You know?
Real shit.
So we're able to like go somewhere,
seen further than just the physical stuff.
Connect on a different way, because you know you're able to feel too. If you're in a room with people, you're able to you might feel the vibes of somebody. So there's more than just the physical, you know. So And also, to say that God is in the consciousness is like if you're conscious of yourself and you know that you can literally put your mind on anything, manifest it, then it like, you know, in 10, 15 years when you're at a different point, it's like, oh, thank God, or like God did it. But it's like the whole time it was you who put yourself in that mindset, who, you know, yeah, God gave you the strength, but it's because you made that conscious decision to let God in and take control and be like, oh, okay, fine, I believe in God, or let God do this, let God do that. You know what I mean? I think once you make that decision, like, okay, and then you start. That's why some people people who go to jail, right? They cling on to like religion as a way to make themselves like to be like, oh, like I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna try to do better, because it allows it just. But it's so convoluted. But it allows them to just pick something and be like, you know what? I'm gonna try to figure this out. I'm gonna try to restart. I'm gonna try to just you know starts from zero. So I think religion is for people who need it. You know, I feel like I don't need a religion. I just need a connection to my mind to understand that I can make anything happen. I can make, you know, that's why God is in the mind. You could, if I see myself in California next month with my boy, right, with Reggie, I see myself in California with you next month, and we both see it for each other. We can make that happen. You know what I mean? And I mean, shit, God put us there, right? At the end of the day, we're there for a reason. We're here because God put us here. We put ourselves here. We put ourselves there. So, yeah.
I feel that. Well said.
And there was something else that I wanted to say. Repeat the way you asked that question. You said, do you
believe in God and religion?
I think I answered it. Yeah, I'm just not too crazy into it, but I do know that, like, because sometimes I question also, like, oh, like, what if everything that's occurred is natural? Like, naturally, like, there was a natural boom, the universe was naturally made, and then naturally the chances were this, and over a period of time, this happened in life, and this, and now, you know, I can see the natural occurrence, but at the same time, it's just so extravagant. Life is like a miracle, you know? So it's like, maybe it is designed. But at the end of the day, there's no way for somebody to be like designing a universe, you know? Like, we never know. I don't know. It's crazy. There's no way I could picture somebody like this designing a universe. You know what I mean? Put that shit forward. And on top of that, it's like, and then it's like, believe in God, and boom, God's killing like thousands of people by car accidents and thunder. Lightning strikes. So that's God. God struck this nigga lightning 5 times, killed him. That's God. God ain't want him here. That's, you know, I guess. But that's I just, you know, sometimes I question. That's the only reason why I'm not like, yeah, I believe in God, but I do believe that the thought of God derives from making a conscious effort of letting a higher being, letting yourself believe in a higher being, so you can have some form of guidance, have a path. You know what I mean? Like when people get baptized, I feel like you get baptized so that way you can be like, all right, this is stone number 1. Now what's the next step? But it's like getting baptized doesn't really cleanse you of who you were 5 minutes ago before. It kind of just gives you that milestone of like, from here on, let's try to do this in the name of religion. So I think it gives you a structure.
Respect. Well said. Do you believe like there's like parallel realms and parallel universes? Like,
I think they vibrate. I think they're here, but they just vibrate at different frequencies, so we can't see them. You know what I mean? I think there's a whole bunch of Earths stacked on top of each other, but they just all vibrate differently in different frequencies, and so you don't see them. But sometimes they might overlap.
Ooh.
You might see something. You might have deja vu.
Mm.
Who knows? That could be like parallel universe lapping. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Respect. Just a little bit. Just a thought. I've been enjoying this conversation so far. Just want to throw that out there. What's your thoughts on guns, gun laws, and did you hear about the recent shooting in Nashville?
Yeah. So gun. I need to get a gun, but legally.
Respect. Don't see risky.
It's expensive. Yeah, things I don't like guns. I'm scared of guns, but the thing is, the way things are, you're gonna have to get a gun to protect yourself from a gun. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And I did hear about the shooting. It was crazy, and then afterwards, a whole bunch of transgenders was putting up videos of them with the guns or making threats of like, this is what happens when you don't give us our rights or when you don't do this. And so in my mind, I don't know. I be thinking of stuff. I'm like, was this the whole point to push this mental illness of not knowing who you are, and then once that one pushes it too far, kills people, shoots people. Now you're gonna have a whole rally of people behind them who are either like willing to do it the same thing. Like who knows how many more transgender people are now like. I'm gonna go and shoot up this spot now, and just in solidarity. You never know, and it's like, bro, like people often say, oh, they did that, or that's why they did that to us. Like to say like there's some high elite. I mean, there is a high elite, who put things in motion, but they're not doing everything. They didn't sit in a room and it's like, all right, in 15 years and 12 days and 16 minutes, when this nigga realizes, he'll know that it was us.
Rubs hands together.
Nah, I don't think it's like that. I don't think people are actively like trying. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I lost my shit.
Guns, yeah, gun laws.
But I do think this one thing popped in my mind, like, that would be a doozy, right? Like, indoctrinate a whole bunch of mentally ill people, push them towards something that's the norm, because there's a lot of school shootings that do occur from white mentally ill people, Shootings occur in general, like, from a lot of people. Black people shoot people all the time. I'm talking about school shootings, mass shootings. There's a lot of white people who do it. But I think in this scenario, somebody got what they want. Somebody eventually, somebody was like, oh, finally, like, like now these niggas, now they push the ball. They're doing the extra, doing the crazy. Because now this will push towards like what? Maybe now the government will be like, oh, now we need gun rights or we need this, or there'd be further divide, further hate between the community of transgenders and other people, which is just causing a whole bunch of more drama, more unnecessary conversation to just talk about, shit. They got us on our phones from the ages of whatever to whatever, when our brains are developing, and they're just feeding us rotting information. Like, I honestly feel like in the coming months, whatever, if say another mass shooting happens, another transgender mass shooting happens, there's gonna be a whole dialogue, a whole talking point of something, right? And it's just gonna be more things to just distract and rot your brain, just not to just worry about, Yeah, I think gun reform, I don't know. I really don't know about gun reform. I just feel like it's not possible. Like, when I say not possible, I mean like possible to like, maybe not give guns to people who are mentally ill, who are crazy, who don't need it. I think it's not possible to be like, you guys can't have guns no more. Take everybody's guns, because you can't take everybody's guns. People would rather point a gun at you and shoot you than let you take their guns. You know what I mean? For real.
Damn.
I mean, if the government's like, we're coming to everybody's doors to take your guns, There's gonna be standoffs. There's gonna be people shooting, killing. So now, if you're one of those people who give your gun up, like, you're just unprotected, you know. Because there are people who are out there who won't give their guns up.
True that.
You know. My leg's mad.
Yeah. Well, so we're coming to wrap it up. I just got like one more.
Okay, of course.
Topic. Would you ever live a monk lifestyle, whether it be for 3 to 6 months or for the rest of your life? And just what's your general perspective?
So, what would a monk lifestyle consist of?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure what a monk does on a day-to-day basis, but I just, what's like.
I don't want to shave my head bald.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you may have to shave your head bald, but I just like meditation, walks. But that's actually interesting. I would like to learn more about what a monk does on a day-to-day basis, because I think I'm just going off of my general idea of what a monk is and like what I see on TV and shit.
Yeah.
But just so meditating and living a very peaceful life in tune with things. I don't know if monks use cell phones and television, or maybe they restrict the amount they use. But like a temple lifestyle, maybe a tribal lifestyle, and maybe having things to do in that tribe and that village.
I would love to. There's a plethora of things I'd love to do. But I'm always focused on trying to get the resources to then live that lifestyle. Because I know once I get the resources, like I could make it last. So, if I had the resources and I wanted to do something different, if I went somewhere, maybe I could do the monk lifestyle for like maybe like 2 months.
No cutting your hair off.
No cutting my hair off. No, yeah, not getting the dreads. No. Yeah, I'm gonna be the most powerful monk.
Word up, respect. Well, word up. We'll wrap it up right there, bro. We've been going on for like an hour and some change, and it's just been a great convo. One more time, I appreciate you for coming out and like.
No problem, man. Of course, thank you for having me.
Yeah, a great first guest. We could go. I think we could go on for hours.
We could
just talk about everything. So,
but, we're gonna when we get into it, this first podcast, we're gonna do better productions.
For sure.
Going forward, it's anything. We'll just get better from the start.
Yeah, for sure. That's that's what I envision.
We got a nice little everything set up and stuff. So we're doing pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
For sure.
And we had fun. Man.
Yeah, for sure. I had fun. I enjoyed just listening and spending some convo with you. Yeah. Any last things you want to say to the people? Maybe follow your inspirational words, whatever. Whatever.
And just inspirational words, man. I guess don't stress it. Yeah, just don't stress.
Word.
And follow me on YouTube. My name will be in the description. Give Galactic Podcast a follow as well. Subscribe. We on YouTube and with this clip, with this video. So. And any other platform, subscribe, just follow, and just let us know what you want us to hear, what you want to hear him talk about, any questions, anything like that. It's a great host right here.
So, appreciate you.
I had mad fun. Next time we might go for like 3 hours. 4 hours.
For sure.
We might when we have like a drink in our hand. Because I'll be watching these videos of people live streaming for like 3 hours at a time, 4 hours.
Yeah, real shit though. Real shit.
And they have people, they just built the audience, and they have production, they got the drinks, all of that.
Yeah, real shit. Like drink champs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then right there, closing out the Galactic Podcast. Everybody be great, be you. You already know. Stay in tune with the frequencies and vibrations. I'm gonna end on one random fact. There's around 50 galaxies in the Milky Way. And the largest is called Magellanic Cloud. And there's also 100 to 500 billion stars just in the Milky Way alone. So I'm just going to end it there. That's just crazy, though. There's an infinite amount of galaxies, infinite amount of stars. Who knows what kind of life is on there. All right. Thank you, guys. Galactic Podcast on all platforms. We are out.
All right, y'all.